Inga mana, inga reo, e ora rangatira mā tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa, tēnā te mihi nui ki a koutou, and good evening and welcome tonight to the premiere of Soldiers Without Guns. I just want to say that probably one of the proudest things that I did was to represent New Zealand in Arawa on the 30th of August 2001 when the peace ceremony took place that officially brought to an end a war that had taken 15,000 lives and had absolutely devastated Bougainville. And I want to acknowledge a couple of people in the audience tonight that played a key role in that process. Sir Don McKinnon, who was my predecessor as Minister of Foreign Affairs. Thank you for your commitment and the energy that you put into those peace talks. Somewhere in the audience we've got retired Brigadier Roger Mortlock, who headed up our first truth monitoring group. You laid the foundation, Roger, and that's something that you can be proud of. I'd also like to acknowledge Ron Mark, our Minister of Defence, and Andrew Clark, our Chief of Air Force. But through those two men, actually all of the men and women in the New Zealand Defence Force. Because in my 9 years as Foreign Minister and Defence Minister, wherever I went in the Pacific and the world, I was incredibly proud of the men and women who wore the kiwi on their shoulder, who served our country as peacekeepers. You know, as a country, we're not a hugely patriotic group in the sense we don't wear our hearts on our sleeves, but there's every reason to be proud of what New Zealand has achieved in the world. And I saw in Timor-Leste, in the Solomons, in Bougainville, in the province of Bamiyan in Afghanistan, men and women wearing the New Zealand uniform who treated the people in those countries where they were exercising their duties with respect and as equals. And that made the huge difference between New Zealand and some of the countries that we would regard as our allies. Our New Zealanders did a superb job. And I think it goes without saying that the work that a great number of people, I want to mention one other person, John Hayes, who was our High Commissioner in Papua New Guinea. He went up in a helicopter to collect representatives of the warring groups, and when he landed, the helicopter was riddled with bullet holes. And the people that he picked up looked at him with respect and said, if you're prepared to risk your life to help us achieve peace, then we need to take the efforts that New Zealand is making seriously. And after 14 failed efforts, the peace talks that took place in Burnham and Lincoln and elsewhere brought peace to the island of Bougainville. And I want to finally thank Will Watson for presenting this documentary, 13 years, hard labour, a labour of love. Will, we are in awe and respect of you for what you have and your team have done in producing this story about how New Zealand made a difference in the world. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.